Satnam, good morning. This is Yoga for McCallum Place. And let's go ahead and bring hands into Gyan Mudra with thumb and index finger touching back of the wrist to the knees. And I invite everybody to go behind closed eyes. And if you're not comfortable yet closing your eyes, finding a still point on the floor in front of you as a way to begin practicing bringing your energy into focus and choosing consciously how to focus your energy. And with eyes closed or focused on your still point, just opening an awareness to where you are at in this moment. Noticing the places where your physical body makes contact with the floor. And feeling the energy of the spine reaching up through the top of the head, almost as if awakening from the inside out. Rolling shoulders away from the ears. And bringing your attention to your breath. Inhaling through the nose. And imagine pulling that breath all the way down to the navel center. So that new breath rises up from the belly button, up through your torso and your shoulders. And then gently melting down the spine, back into the earth, awakening. And noticing if there are any places within your physical body that wants to naturally let go simply by bringing awareness to that area with the inhale. And then with the exhale, allowing that space to release and open up. Bringing hands to the heart. So you're bringing your awareness to the space around the heart. Noticing the energy around that heart center. And not trying to push or change anything. But see if you can open that space just a little bit, almost as if a way to welcome, to allow whatever is in your heart to belong. And then we open our practice chanting Om, and we chant that 3 times. Inhale and exhale. And inhale to chant. Keeping hands together, let's raise arms up overhead, pulling that heart energy up with your fingertips and allowing it to fill that space between the arms. And as you release your hands, imagine drawing that light around you, like a protective sphere to guide you through your practice. We'll bring hands back to the knees and begin Sufi grinds, inhaling forward, exhaling, rounding back. We'll have a pretty short warm-up today. We'll be doing some work with the pituitary gland. So that's the gland right right in the middle of your forehead. So it's associated with the third eye. Whenever we practice that drishti or that eye focus, where we have our physical eyes closed and rolled up to that space between the brow, we are practicing focusing at the third eye. So we're actually pulling up on an optic nerve that's activating the pituitary gland. And the pituitary gland is considered the master gland of the endocrine system. Remember, with these Sufi grinds, we're going in one direction and continuing to elongate up through the top of the head so that we can have our that flow of breath open. So the pituitary gland is a very powerful gland. It's the master gland of the endocrine system. So it kind of controls that endocrine system, which is related to the balance of your hormones. So whenever we focus at the pituitary gland, we're starting to come into that balance. One more time in this direction. Let's inhale to center and imagine pulling that breath up your spine. And again, eyes are closed. We're focusing up at that third eye. Exhale, release, and continue that same movement going in the opposite direction. Very nice. So we'll actually be starting out on our backs today. And again, I'm still figuring out the ankle for, oh, did I just switch directions? I just switched directions. So still figuring out the angle with this new tripod. But hopefully you guys can follow along. One more time. Let's inhale up to center. And exhale, release. We're gonna come laying down on our backs. So with laying on our backs, our feet are flat on the mat, knees are pointing up to the ceiling, and our hands are just resting down by our sides in any way that feels comfortable for you. Now we're going to start this windshield wiping motion with the knees, inhaling at center, exhaling, get both knees down to one side, and keeping our feet right where they are. So still about hip width apart as you inhale up to center and then exhale down to the other side. And continue that movement. Inhaling up, exhale down. This is just a nice, gentle way to start opening up the lower back, start bringing some movement into the spine, and really connecting to where we are in this moment. And as you're doing this windshield wiping motion, I encourage everyone, once again, close your eyes and begin to focus at the third eye. You might even imagine a gold light that beams out from the third eye. And with each inhale, it goes brighter. And with each exhale, it beams up. One more time in this direction, or not in this direction, just with this movement. And we're going to come to stillness, and then bringing both legs up to 90. So our feet are pointing up towards the ceiling, and we're just going to begin rapidly kicking our legs. Almost like you're kicking yourself in the butt. Allowing your breath to regulate. But remember to breathe. Remember to focus up at the third eye. One more time. Inhaling back up. And then exhale, kick. And this is a rapid movement. One more time, inhale up, and then kick. Last time, inhale up, and then let's bring our knees towards our heart. We're gonna place our hands on top of our knees and begin drawing circles in one direction. So you're really using your hands to guide your knees and drawing those circles. One more time. Let's switch directions. So now you're going in the opposite direction. Very nice. Once more, inhaling to center. And then let's go ahead and wrap our hands around the outside of the legs, really pulling the legs towards the heart, bringing the forehead to the knees, and begin rocking back and forth on the spine. One more time. Let's inhale all the way up. And we're going to plant our hands in front of us. And then coming straight into tabletop, splaying our fingers. So our arms are right underneath our shoulders. We're really supporting ourselves with these strong arms. Our knees are under our hips. Our toes are tucked under the feet. And then from here, we're gonna push ourselves up into down dog. And I'm gonna scooch forward so that you can see what I'm doing here. So our hips are reaching for the ceiling. Our head is hanging loose between our arms. And our heels, for now, are reaching for the floor. And we're just going to gently rock forward, coming onto our tippy toes, and then rocking back, and continuing that movement, rocking forward, and back, forward, and back. Once more, coming forward onto the tippy toes, and coming back. Let's go ahead and plant this right foot. We're going to bring the left leg up and swing it through the hands. So we're coming into this low lunge. So really sinking down into this low lunge. The front knee is over the front ankle. That back leg is strong. And from here, we're actually going to, you guys can't really see in here. Maybe if I go like this, there we go. Nice little angle move there. So we're actually going to untuck the toes. So we're in this low lunge and we're resting on top, like on the top of the foot. It's a little awkward. And if you'd like, from this low lunge, you can bring your hands to your knee, but still resting on the top of the foot. And then if you're comfortable with it, you can raise your arms up. Inhale. And then exhale, releasing the arms. So you're coming back into that low lunge. And then we're gonna heel toe this front left foot over to the right hand and dropping down into pigeon. Here in pigeon, you're welcome to stay here. If you would like, you can make a pillow with your hands and rest your forehead on top of your hands, on top of that pillow. And just taking a few long, deep breaths here in pigeon. Once more, long inhale, and then pushing yourself back up into pigeon. We're going to bring this front left foot back to meet the right. So you're coming back into tabletop, and we're going to sit back into child's pose for just a little bit. Bringing our arms in front of us, bringing our forehead down to the mat. And again, coming into that long, deep breathing. Keeping our forehead connected to the ground, keeping that third eye connected to the ground. We bring our hands down by our sides, turning the palms up to face up to the ceiling. So now we're in baby pose. And then bringing the hands together at the lower back. Let's lift ourselves up, rolling ourselves all the way up, back into rock. And then come sitting up into camel, rolling the shoulder blades away from the ears, and really dropping the hands towards the ground as you lift the heart up towards the ceiling. Turning your face up towards the ceiling. So you're here in camel. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands. Bringing one hand to the base of the neck and rolling yourselves back up. And then bringing both hands down in front of you once more into tabletop. Preparing once more for down dog. Tucking the feet, splaying the fingers. That middle finger is reaching, pointing up towards the top of the mat. And we push our hips up into down dog. You can go ahead and pedal your heels here if you like, bringing one knee down to the mat, then the other. And then we're going to do that same flow on the opposite side. Planting that left foot, we're going to bring the right leg up and swing it through to the top of the mat. So now we're in our low lunge. Again, that front knee over the front ankle, that back leg is strong. And here in low lunge, we really want to try and get this upper leg parallel to the mat. And then from this low lunge, we're going to once more, coming into that really awkward, resting on the top of our foot. So it's a little different than our traditional low lunge. Now you're welcome to stay here. Again, if you would like, you can bring your hands to your knees, finding your balance here. This is taking a lot of strength. And then when you're ready, lifting your arms up. Very nice, inhale. And then on the exhale, bringing both hands back down on the opposite sides of that front foot and heel toeing over to the left side as you drop the right knee, bringing that bottom part of the leg parallel to your mat and dropping that back leg back into pigeon. So again, you're welcome to stay here if you would like, or you can come down into resting pigeon, making the pillow with your hands and resting your forehead on that pillow here in resting pigeon. And again, we're just going to take a few long, deep breaths here. Pushing yourself all the way back up into pigeon. And then come sitting back on that right hip, swinging the left leg around. And we're gonna come into this bound ankle pose. Holding on to toes, ankles, or shins. Checking my time, very good. And we're gonna start into some spine flexes. So shoulders pulled away from the ears. We're inhaling the heart forward. Exhale, rounding back on the tailbone. I'm gonna turn to the side. So again, we're leading this movement with the heart, bringing the heart forward towards the toes. Exhale, rounding back. And continuing that movement, I want to again encourage everybody to close their eyes. So you're really bringing your attention to your movement, to your mat. And with eyes closed, focusing up at that third eye. And one more time, let's inhale up. And then on the exhale, stretching the legs out in front of you. So you're coming into this staff pose. Really elongating up through the top of the head. The toes are flexed. We're going to inhale the arms up. And then exhale, coming down to toes, ankles, or shins. Rolling shoulder blades away from the ears. This is our inhale. And then on the exhale, bringing the elbow and the forehead down towards the knees. Inhale up and exhale down. And one more time, let's inhale all the way up. And then on the exhale, releasing the hands, we're going to come all the way over back onto our backs once more for a short Shavasana. So here in Shavasana, our shoulders are pulled away from the ears. We're letting our feet fall open to either side, resting our hands on a mat to the sides of us with the palms facing up to the ceiling. And eyes are closed with no particular focus at this moment. Just letting ourselves breathe. And really coming into a more natural rhythm. Let's slowly begin to wiggle fingers and toes, circling ankles and wrists. Coming into a nice full stretch, stretching our arms along the floor above the head, pointing through the toes, and then we're going to bring our feet flat to the mat once more. Bringing our hands down by our sides, and we're going to begin stomping our feet, lifting up our hands. So coordinating as you lift up that left leg, lifting up your left hand, And as you look at that right leg, lifting up your right hand, inhaling up, and exhale, coming down with a third, with a thud. And we're really doing our best to not control this downward movement, just letting it go. One more time, let's inhale, arms and legs pointing up towards the ceiling, and we're going to go back to that third eye, imagining this light beaming up. So with each inhale, it grows stronger. With each exhale, it beams up to that space above our arms and our feet. And imagining this light flowing up your arms, up through the soles of your feet, up through your third eye. Inhaling, it gets brighter, and on the exhale, it goes up, up, up. One more time, let's inhale. And exhale. Release the arms, release the legs. And then coming into any stretch that feels good for you as you begin to make your way back up to seated. Very nice. And again, stretching any way that feels good for you. Just a little bit of free movement here. Stretch out your legs if you'd like. Okay, we're about to close our practice. So right now we're just moving, feeling that energy flow through us. And really moving in any way that feels good for you. If there's maybe some place that needs a little more attention, we didn't get to it in our practice today. We've got about 30 more seconds with this free movement. So again, if there's anything else you want to get done that you just need to bring some movement to, go ahead and do that now. And then slowing down and coming back into easy pose. We're going to bring one hand to the heart and the other, we're just opening up the palm facing forward, and we're focusing here at this third eye. Almost like you're taking an oath. Bringing that other hand back to the heart. And just taking a moment to think of maybe 2 or 3 things that you can be grateful for today. I'm grateful for this practice. Grateful for the wonderful people that work at McCallum Place. Grateful for this healing journey. And then we'll close our practice chanting Sat Nam, which means I am truth. Inhale and exhale and inhale to chant. Sat Nam. Peace to all, light to all, and love to all. Sat Nam.